After escaping from a life working for the New Jersey mob, Chris Moltisanti had possibly the greatest career in college football history. After winning a national championship with SMU his sophomore season, he transferred to Clemson to win 2 straight Heisman trophies, and in his senior season, he led them to a national title and shattered Barry Sanders' long-standing rushing record. In seasons past, Chris would have been the #1 pick in the draft for sure, especially after an excellent NFL Combine performance, but in the 2024 draft, he was projected to maybe be a top 5 pick. This worked out well for Chris though, as the Cincinnati Bengals traded up for the #6 pick in the draft to add Chris to their already powerful offense. In his rookie season, Chris isn't just looking to be a contributor. He has his sights set on breaking the NFL single-season rushing record in his first year in the league. We'll see if he can accomplish that seemingly impossible goal and lead the Bengals to a Super Bowl, as I'll be playing the whole season in this video. It is time for Chris Moltisanti's first game as a Cincinnati Bengal, and on this first play finds a huge hole up the middle for the first down. Chris is not used to playing with a good quarterback, so pairing him with Joe Burrow, this offense might just be elite. And we're going to try a little toss play here on second down. Chris is going to get around the edge. The blocking has been beautiful so far. I love to see this. And Chris is going to have a chance at his first touchdown of his NFL career. A huge hole up the middle, just has to power in, but only gets down to the 1. All right, we're going to have to show the power game a little bit. Patriots have everyone on the line, and oh man, I got stuck on a lineman, but Chris breaks out of there and does get in, acting like he's been there before in the end zone. This offense looks excellent so far. The blocking has been beautiful, and we might have a shot for a big one here. Chris almost cribbed that, and he's honestly off to a better start than I expected, getting his first reception from Joe Burrow here and picking up the first down. If you've been watching, you know that as good as Chris is on the ground, he's even better through the air. I'm not gonna lie, dude, running might just be kind of easy in this game. It seems like the tackling is way worse than college football 25. I think Chris is gonna put up some crazy stats this year, and breaking to the outside will get into the end zone for a second of the day. The Patriots offense has been doing their best to answer, but I have faith that the Bengal boys are going to keep scoring, man. We head to halftime with a 4-point lead, and the holes just continue to open up. Chris hasn't really had to make a ton of moves. The offensive line has really been doing it all for him, as we saw him actually not able to juke a guy out there. But Chris is almost at 10 yards of carry right now, hasn't taken a single tackle for loss. We will have to settle for a field goal on this drive, unfortunately, but defense getting a stop, and Chris continuing to pile on the big rushes. Big time 3rd and 3 here, and Chris is trying to get it out of the backfield, but drops a pass. We almost never see that from him. And New England ties this thing up. Offense has got a way to strike back, and beautiful blocking to the outside. And it's a track meet here. Chris was the fastest player in college football last year. He's not quite the fastest player on the NFL, so a dude does eventually get an angle on him. But Chris makes the biggest play of the game for this team. And how about 3 rushing touchdowns on the day? Our offensive line just opens a gaping hole, and we are going to get out of this opening game with a dub. Chris balled out, boys. 10 yards of carry in his first start. I wasn't expecting a performance like this. Now we got a tough one, boys. We're taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, but Chris still starting it out with a big run. Just to make things clear, I am on all Madden. I think the run defense might just be terrible in this game. Oh, and right when I say that, they get me in the backfield. I would love to get Chris going in the passing game. He gets his first reception there. I think he only had 1 in the last one. He's going to be running the Texas route on 3rd and 2, and man, I was not expecting the ball that soon. This is going to be an unfortunate 4th and inches. Okay, first drive stalls out. We got to get it going here on the second drive, and once again, blocking is just beautiful. But there is definitely something different about the juke move in this game. I think maybe you have to do it earlier, because my timing has been way off so far. I haven't been able to make a single guy miss with the right stick so far, but okay, we use it pretty well here. It looks like it's maybe just a little bit slower in this game. We'll try to just power it in here, and that is easy money. Chris doing a little dance in the end zone. Oh, breaking out the scuba dive? Okay. Hasn't been too crazy of a game from Chris so far. The yards per carry is down quite a bit in this one, and Chris will be tasked with picking up a 3rd and 1 here. Thankfully, this time we get beautiful blocking to the outside. Man, those stretch plays are so dangerous. This game has gone by fast. We're already headed to the 4th quarter, and Chris is going to get the ball again on 3rd down, and again, he is going to deliver. Almost got up out of there with that cut. The rushing stats are looking a lot better now. This time, Chris will just power up the middle. I don't know if we can pick up 3 third downs in a row, as we try to go with a misdirection, and that's going to be short. So it looks like coach is going to elect to kick the field goal. Just too slow developing of a play there, and Kansas City able to take the lead with a touchdown. Now this offense needs a quick score of their own, and Chris is going to get it out of the backfield here. He's having a much better game receiving, but we're running out of time, and Burrow just throwing it over the middle of the field. That's not really what we want to do. you, buddy. Tons of time comes off the clock after that one. Only one timeout remaining, but Chris is going to get wide open here. The defense just didn't account for him, and Chris gets in for what should be the game-tying touchdown with 13 seconds left. Let's go. So we head to overtime. Chris is feeling it. We'll keep it pushing with the ground game, and this next one is going to get him to 100 yards as he somehow gets up out of there. Gotta give credit to our offensive line. They haven't been quite as good today, but still creating plenty of openings for Chris. And after getting behind the sticks, we'll have a 3rd and long, and gotta find a way here. Chris is stuck on a guy, but thankfully Burrow picks it up. Chris had the game tying touchdown. Now I want to try and go get the game winner, and oh man, we just had to make that one guy miss. And on 3rd and 8, we're going halfback slip screen. This call is all on Chris, and it doesn't look like Kansas City was expecting it. Chris just has to pick up the first down, and thankfully does. And time is actually running down in overtime. I don't really want to leave this up to a field goal. Plenty of stupid things have happened with field goals in this series, and Chris trying to avoid that here is going to get down to the 1. Okay. All right, let's just get into the end zone here. 1st and goal, and Chris is going to go up the middle for the game-winning touchdown. What a start to the young boy's career. Taking on a tougher defense, he doesn't average as many yards per carry, but another great game, and had 87 and a touchdown through the air. Let's keep it pushing, boys. 2 beautiful games already, but oh no, that is not how we wanted to start this one out. Let's be real, man. Not a whole lot Chris could do there. We just got to flush it and ball out on this drive. We're going to have a 3rd and 5. Got to get Chris going out of the air here, and Joe Burrow hitting him in stride. Somehow Chris will get the first down out of that. I want a big rush. Look at all those guys over there on the left. We got to cut this back, and it turns into an easy first down. Seems like Washington's putting a lot of boys on the line, but our linemen are doing an excellent job of opening it up so far. Things have been looking good since that safety, and Chris is going to go in untouched for the touchdown on the goal line. Now we're feeling a little bit better. 7-5 game. That is beautiful. Chris is going to run the counter, and cutting it inside. Looked like we were going to get stuck, but he picks up another first. He hasn't busted off any crazy big plays, but Chris has just consistently been picking up 10 yards. And I'm still not sure exactly how you do make a big play on this game. I haven't had a lot of success with the juke move. Maybe got to try to hit the spin a little bit more, and that just gets blown up from the start. Okay, I think we're maybe running it just like a little bit too much. We do have Joe Burrow on the team after all. Gotta give him the chance to do his thing, which this season is mostly just going to be thrown to Chris. I want to be honest with you guys. Chris is used to taking up the lion's share of the offense, but on 3rd and goal, his teammate is going to get the touchdown, and Washington's able to answer with one of their own, as we are unfortunately not able to pick up the first down. I don't know what exactly happened there, but defense getting a turnover. Beautiful stuff, and this is going to be the best hole of the day for Chris. Putting the cherry on top, he will take it to the crib. Blocking just doing all the work once again, and now we just get the chance to pad the stats. I love it. Chris is going to cut this back and might have a shot. Just got to make one guy miss, and why can I not make one guy miss? I figured we'd just be able to swerve him out with the left stick, but Chris is going to get loose anyways. Our line continues to do a beautiful job, and this time he'll cruise into the end zone. Gonna get the rock on the 2-point conversion, and will leap into the end zone as Chris finishes with 8 yards a carry, 139 and 3 touchdowns, and had another really nice day through the air. 4 receptions for 40. Was actually the leading receiver on the team. So the fellas sitting at 3-0. Gotta keep that record intact here, and Chris is being split out wide. We've seen this before. Looks like they were in cover 2 or something, and Chris might not have the wheels to take this all the way, but he'll get it deep down into Panthers territory. Let's go punch it in. We're gonna get some beautiful pulling blocks, and Chris will power down, showing a little bit more strength than he ever did in college on that. What a first drive for our guy. Chris is the king of all-purpose yards, and hey, we finally got a spin move to work out. We just got to get those spin and juke move abilities upgraded so they are not quite as slow, and let's just keep on running the rock, baby. We've already made him respect the pass. Big boys up front continue to do a great job, and look at this hole. Chris is going to try to spin out 3 guys, but it's not as easy here as it is on College Football 25. We are getting consistent great yards, but part of me can't help but feel that we could be getting more somehow, and I don't know if Carolina's given us a reason to stop running. We just continue to make big holes, and this time Chris makes a guy miss in the hole, getting in for his first rushing touchdown, going absolutely crazy in this first half. Carolina's offense is looking just a little bit tough. Our own offense has got to keep it pushing, as Chris, following a convoy of blockers, getting out of bounds. Pretty sure that puts him near over 100 yards receiving, and with 22 seconds left, we're trying to punch it in. Chris is gonna get it up the seam, but oh man, I was not expecting that much of a runoff. We really can't get a playoff with that much time left, so I guess we kind of sold before halftime, but still a great first half from Chris, and trying to get loose loose again. Okay, now this spin move's looking pretty good. That puts us up over 100 on the day. And a quick reminder, y'all, right now Chris is sitting at like a 71 or 2 overall or something. Once we upgrade his stats, he is going to be unstoppable. Trying to get his 3rd touchdown of the day here, and he will do it easy cash. I don't know what this Carolina offense had for breakfast though. They just keep on scoring touchdowns, and Chris has a chance at another big run here, fumbles the ball. Man, that could have been so bad. Thankfully, we retain possession. We've got a 3rd down here, but Chris going to get excellent blocking on the edge, and he will pick up the 1st down and more. He's almost up to 150 yards on the day, and Carolina's having to start taking their timeouts. Huge 3rd and goal. We're just running it again, and let's see. Chris is going to cut it back and finds the hole, getting what should hopefully be the game-winning touchdown. Joe B is hyped up. Chris is 4th on the day. But bro, Carolina really scored again in a minute. The Panther offense has been absurd. Now we got to go get another touchdown. Gonna have a 3rd and 3. We picked up a lot of 3rd downs today, and this time Chris has got it on the reception. I was worried he was gonna drop that, but we continue to keep it pushing. Nice block shed there though. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the same play on 3rd and 4. Come on, bro. Chris is gonna get below the defense and once again hangs on to it. 1 minute left. Once again, man, I don't want to leave it up to the kicker, and I also want to get Chris 200 yards. He's just a few yards away at this point, and this play looks like it's gonna get blown up, but we get up out of there and make a man miss. The amount of game-winning touchdowns Chris has had in these first few games is crazy, as he had over 300 total yards today. Chris's season stats are already looking impressive. It definitely looks like he's gonna wind up as a 2,000 plus yard rusher this season. I mean, he did get 3,000 last year in college. The Ravens defense might just be a little bit tougher though. First drive of the game stalls out, but thankfully we've got it right back. Chris got hit hard there. Remember, he's still coming in at a pretty small frame, but has been able to absorb hits pretty well in the NFL so far. Looking to get his first reception as Baltimore just leaves the flats open, and that's going to make this 3rd and manageable. Need Joey B to get us a 1st down here. Oh, but Chris is just left wide open. I don't know what the Ravens are doing, and we almost got up out of there with the juke move. Big time play early in this game. We're going to try out a little pin pull toss, but this gets absolutely destroyed. Gonna have another 3rd and long, and Burrow will complete it, but this will be short of the sticks. Our kicker was able to make the long field goal, but Lamar went right down to get the Ravens a touchdown. And our offense has looked significantly slower in this one. Trying to set up the stretch play here, and I couldn't decide what I wanted to do. If we hit that hole harder, we might have had something big, to be honest. The passing game hasn't been working out. I say we just keep on running it. We're consistently picking up 1st downs. I do want to sneak in a little slip screen here, but sadly the timing doesn't work out. On 2nd and 10, Chris is going to get split out wide and absolutely cooks up the outside defender. One thing about Chris, man, he could easily play outside receiver as he gets around the edge on a stretch play and hits a beautiful spin move to pick up the 1st. The spin and juke are starting to look kind of shice. Our guy's averaging like 8 yards a carry, and getting around the edge here will break it loose and dives into the end zone for the touchdown. Chris continues to show that those first few games were not a flash in the pan. He's proven himself as a legitimate contender for best running back in the lead, and now that we've got these spin moves cooking, I don't know, it might get even crazier. That one got Chris up over 100 yards, and Baltimore is sending guys on their own blitz, but it hasn't mattered. The holes have still just been huge. Sadly, on 2nd down, Joey B is going to take a sack. That sucks because Chris was just about to come wide open, and he will come wide open here on 3rd down, converting it and even adding some extra after the 1st. Dare I say, Chris is showing that he maybe should have been the #1 pick in the draft. The value he's brought to this team is crazy. He's going to get the slip screen here on 3rd and 7, and this is going to set up well. He uses his block. That'll take us to the 4th quarter. Chance to take a 2-score lead, and man, Chris maybe loves going over the pile a little bit too much, getting in there for another touchdown. But man, Baltimore answers with one of their own. We gotta find a way to keep it pushing, and Chris just continues to find holes. Let's go make this a 200-yard game, boys. We still got plenty of time, and Chris trying to juke out there, man. I gotta remember to just hit that juke move a little bit sooner than I would in college football 25. Almost a big hitter there, but Baltimore really knows it's coming now. Need Joey B to do his thing here. We got 3rd and 8, and Baltimore sending a blitz. Chris was about to come open. We'll have a 4th and 2, and he comes off the field. Oh, nope. Looks like they're keeping him on. The Bengals are going to try a toss play, and Chris has to get to the outside here. Has a guy in his way, but he's able to outmaneuver him, and look at the tiptoe down the sideline to pick it up. That is just about as clutch as it gets, but we're going to have to find a way to pick up one more 1st down. On 3rd and 9, we'll hit the screen one more time, and once again, it is going to set up very well. Just got to follow the blockers lose, and Chris does it, getting down to the 15 and hopefully putting a lid on this one. It's been an amazing performance from the fella, but oh no, this is going to turn into a disaster. All we had to do was hang on to the ball, but Chris fumbles it, and this is going to go back to the crib for a touchdown. You gotta be kidding me. Possibly the worst moment of Chris's career, and coming off of that, he is going to drop the ball on the go route. I hate to say it, but Chris looks a little bit shook. He's got to pull it together here. His team needs him. I can't believe that not only Chris fumbled it, but the Ravens took it to the damn house. We gotta make up for it here. With this catch, Chris will get up over 100 yards receiving. We're gonna have to figure out a big hitter. Chris is motioning out and matched up on the outside. Okay, we find the seam. Oh my god, we're only gonna have one more play, and this stupid auto motion is gonna happen. We're not able to get the snap off. Oh my god, I was trying to hot route so that wouldn't happen. We lose in devastating fashion to the Ravens as Chris fumbled the game away. To make up for last game, Chris is gonna have to bounce back and go crazy against the Giants. We'll start it out with a carry off the middle, and oh, this is gonna get off to a good start. Chris has a huge hole, and juking out, we see that the juke move has gotten dangerous. Almost turned into a touchdown. Unfortunately, we're gonna have a 3rd and 11 here, but look at Joey B throwing a dot to the tight end. Let's keep it moving. Oh man, our center just got bullied. Otherwise, that was a huge hole. It looks like the Giants have an absolute threat at defensive tackle. We're gonna have to be careful about that. And on 3rd and 7, the slip screen has been great for us on 3rd down, and it looks like it'll be great for us again here. Chris cutting it to the inside though, and we're gonna be short by a little bit. Should have just put his head down and got the first. And on 4th and 1, we get stuffed again. So yeah, I'm thinking it might be a run to the outside type of day. No more of the inside zones for me. We got to get the running back receiving game going here, and Chris gonna call for it out of the backfield. That's what we need, doing a nice job to spin out and pick up some extra. I'm gonna try to run a little stretch play here, but man, this defensive line is just blowing up everything. We get shut out in the first half. I think it's safe to say we got to start trying to throw it around a bit. We are gonna try to run here on 3rd and 3, and the counter is just barely gonna be able to get us the first down, but Chris fumbles again. What is going on with our boy? Thibodeau picks it up. The 1 and 4 Giants might get us, guys. We cannot block that defensive lineman. Only Chris's shiftiness is able to get us the first down. And I think we got to start upgrading our boys' carry a little bit. We just can't have any more fumbles. I've been surprised at how much our offense has struggled. What we really need is a big play. The running game has started to open up just a little bit. As by the way, Chris is about to hit 900 yards on the season already. That's crazy. But we head to the 4th quarter of this one with 0 points. Gotta punch this in fast, but the Giants continue to do a great job of run defense. And it's not like their pass defense has had gaping holes in it either. On 3rd and 8, Chris is going to find a sneaky little window to get a catch though. Even with that play though, a lot of time running off the clock. The accelerated clock in Madden can get you, but Burrow is going to throw a touchdown pass to Chase, and we're back in it. And oh my god, New York just killed the entire clock on that drive. They had like 4 minutes left. Tough game for this offense. First one where Chris didn't get over 100 yards, and the fumble was pretty brutal. We got to be better than that. We got to take care of the ball. It's all good, man. We're still sitting at 4 and 2. Chance to get back on track against the Cleveland Browns today. And nice little shake from Chris to start it out. We obviously should have beaten the Ravens, and I feel like the Giants were just a really tough matchup for us. Cleveland's defense seems to be a lot more soft against the run. Chris has already got 50 yards. Looking to punch it in here on the goal line, and he will do it. Beautiful blocking up front. That's exactly what we wanted to see on this drive. It's worth mentioning, Chris has put up all of these stats without having like any really huge plays from scrimmage. He just consistently picks up first downs. I expect to see the big play potential more as the season goes on, and Joe Burrow throws a terrible pick. Come on, man. Chris is gonna go ahead and get the first tackle of his NFL career. But yeah, I don't know what Joe was looking at there. We'll head to the second half trailing, but on first down here, Chris is gonna make a beautiful cut, and this is the big play we were looking for. Chris is going to put his foot in the ground and take it 70 yards to the crib, putting the boys back on top. Yes, sir. That was the fastest I've seen Chris look. I'm pretty sure right now he's sitting at 94 speed. Cleveland continues to answer with scores. So once again, our offense is just going to have to keep churning. Look at Chris fighting forward, and that gives him 1,000 yards on the season already. He's also got 17 touchdowns, which is wild. And getting motioned out here, this is what Clemson did with him in college. I'd like to see a little bit more of that. Motioned out again here on 2nd and 4. He's matched up against a linebacker and calling for the ball. This is a beautiful throw by Burrow, and Chris drops it in stride. Would have been a touchdown, man. And on the subsequent play, Burrow is going to throw a pick. Chris is going to go ahead and get the second tackle of his NFL career. Might as well have been a turnover from him. Jeez, Jeez, man, we might really take a third loss in a row. Cleveland's offense has just been unstoppable for some reason. We're gonna need a big play from Joey B, and he gets it out to Chris here. This will be a help. We get it deep into Browns territory. We're not quite dead yet as we head to the 2-minute warning, but Burrow just keeps throwing it inbounds. Like, why are we doing that, man? We've got a minute left on the clock. Burrow has been playing genuinely bad today, and he keeps doing it. At this point, I gotta take a timeout. Can't say the CPU logic has improved that much over the years, but at least Chris will be able to get another touchdown run. I guess now it's up to an onside kick, and we, of course, do not get it. So despite a really excellent game from Chris, 10 yards per carry and 3 touchdowns, we could not pull out the dub. Joe Burrow's trying to talk to Chris all friendly after this, congratulating him for 1,000 yards rushing. Chris says he's on his way to 2,000, and whoa, we get +5 speed for our next game. So Chris is going to be coming into this game against the Eagles at 99 speed, I believe. We saw the big play ability last week. I'm trying to see it again today. We're coming out with a steady diet of run plays, as Chris will pick up a nice little 3rd and 1. This is the same thing we did at the start of last game, as I want to get it out to the edge there, and this time the pin pull toss actually works. Chris is off to the races, can't quite outrun the safety, but showing a little burst there. All right, we're going to go ahead and run our first passing play down here. Got to switch it up, and Burrow immediately throws a terrible pick. I do not know what's wrong with this dude. As we see there, Chris is leading running backs in receiving yards. Let's be real, man. At this point, Joe Burrow, your job is to just get Chris Moltisanti the ball. There is no reason Chris shouldn't be his first read on literally every passing play at this point, and we are going to have a 3rd down here. Chris will get open out of the backfield, and oh my god, he dropped it right after I was talking all that smack. That's a tough look, fellas. Just like that, the Eagles are up by 10. Tell me we're not about to lose a 4th straight game, boys. We got another 3rd down, and this time Chris will pick it up. Burrow's going to have to keep on passing it here, and this time he's going to chuck up a deep ball. Oh man, we drop it. And dude, our defense has been rough. Philly drives down the field to end the first half and drives down again to start the second. It's safe to say we're pretty much screwed in this one unless we get some big plays very fast. So 3rd and 17, we'll see if we can stay alive. And he's just going to hit the drag. Chris gets a block, and somehow the drag is going to turn into a 1st down. With this accelerated clock, man, I just don't know. Time is running down way too fast. Burrow gets hit, and we'll have 4th and goal. One last chance for this offense, and Chris gets stuck on the line, but eventually gets out. Thankfully, Burrow's still looking for him, and now we need a miracle. Nope, Philly crushes the clock. After starting out 4-0, we're sitting at 4-4. We are suddenly sitting at number 4 in the conference. Gotta find a way to turn this season around. Just under halfway into the year, Chris is leading the NFL in rushing by a mile. He's got 18 touchdowns and is probably going to be a contender for league MVP. Yeah, right now he's actually sitting at number 1. And I should say, Chris is on pace to break the single season rushing record as a rookie. It's super important we get back on track today as we're taking on the Raiders. Need Chris to have a big game today, and on 3rd down, he is going to get a big catch picking it up. Low-key, one thing we need today is for our defense to step up, and unfortunately, they did already give up a touchdown. On this inside zone, Chris is stuck behind the line and swerving around, maybe not the most efficient running, but he gets near the 1st. Throughout his entire career, Chris has been about patience and finding a way to hit holes, and once he hits the holes, he has that straight ahead speed to make big plays. Just marching it right down the field on Las Vegas and bouncing it to the outside here. I'm trying to juke that last guy out, can't quite do it. But our offensive line has been doing a great job so far. This run will get Chris down to the 1, and I don't know what kind of defense the Raiders are going with on the goal line. We'll take it though, easy money touchdown drive. And hey, defense does actually get a stop. We got a chance to take the lead here. Nice little spin from Chris on 1st down. The Raiders really just are not making us pass it right now. Pretty sure we got something like 9 passing yards in the first half, but we will need to go to the air here. Just under a minute left in the half, and Burrow gets it going with a completion. On 2nd and 1, Chris is just supposed to be running a smoke screen, but he'll cut it upfield and Burrow finds him. That's the chunk play we needed. Now we just got to go down and get a touchdown. Need Joe to take care of the ball here, and he does find Jamar Chase in the end zone. This offense is cooking today. 2 possessions and 2 touchdowns for the boys, but the Raiders are starting to key in on the run. At this point, Chris is starting to get tired, and we probably should have just gone to the pass on 3rd down. Defense is thankfully actually doing their job today, but here in the second half, the Raiders have made an adjustment that is making offense way tougher. Chris is finally going to get a run hole here, and we'll pick up the 1st down. I'm just waiting to hit that home run. Definitely nothing wrong with just draining some time off the clock here. That's what this offense is best at. The Raiders are sending more guys, but Chris's patience and vision has allowed him to continue to pick up yards. I am kind of expecting a run blitz here on 3rd down, and that is what we're gonna get, but Chris picks ahead ahead and gets more than the first. Okay, now we got to get something going with the pass game. Burrow just dump it off from an easy gain, and hey, look at Chris getting the pancake downfield. This game is locked up as long as our kicker makes this field goal, and defense gets a turnover to top it off. And now we just got a chance to pad the stats a little bit. This has definitely not been Chris's most efficient day, so I want to make the stats look a little nicer. Let's go get another touchdown for him. I mean, hey, he's still at 147 yards, and cutting up the middle here will actually be able to get in. I don't know about that call, but I'll take it. And to add insult to injury, we'll just go ahead and get the 2-point conversion because why not? That should bag this one up. Big difference today. Defense and Burrow actually played well. Look at Gardner Minshew on the bench, bro. Chris ended up with 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not too bad at all. Next up, we're gonna have a tough game against the Ravens, and Roquan Smith calling Chris out ahead of the big one. Chris will get +5 spin move for his next game. That'll put him up to 99 there. If we want to have a shot at winning our division, this game against the Ravens is going to be an absolute must win. Otherwise, our only path to the playoffs is probably going to be through the wild card spot. Chris needs to take control of this game. He's been good, but not good enough to get his team consistent wins. It doesn't help that teams are really keying in on the run. It's made things tougher for sure. Gotta punch it into the end zone here. And on 3rd and goal, looks like they're in man coverage. Chris will find open space, and man, that was actually a great throw by Burrow, but Chris can't hang on to it. Defense getting a big stop though. We gotta go down and get a touchdown, and Chris is open out of the backfield. A lot of space to work, but can't quite spin a guy out. But going with the pass play, Burrow's gonna find Jamar Chase, and this is gonna turn into a huge gain as he gets down to the 2. All right, now we're in business. Just gotta punch it in here, and on 3rd and goal, we will. Bengals taking the lead before half. As it was one of Chris's least productive rushing halves of the season, we gotta change this here in the second half, and look at the cut from Chris. The vision is crazy, and that'll make the stat line look a whole lot better. We'll go to the stretch play here, and man, just beautiful blocking. Chris has to make a guy miss on the hole, but for some reason, the juke move just is not hitting for me. Seems like the juke move is just not quite as good as it is in college football 25, and we've got a guy to make miss again. This time we hit the spin. That works a little bit better, but once again, I think I might just be better off with the left stick. Chris will get it on the toss play this time, and once again, the boys do a great job. Chris will cut it back up the middle and give us a 2-score lead. This is the half that I wanted to see from our guy, but whoa, I accidentally pitched it to Joe Burrow. That could have been a disaster, dude. All good. He was able to pick it up, and on 2nd and 14, we have a great hold. This time I'm going to use the left stick, and yep, that's the move. Come on, Chris, take this to the house. Just got to outrun Roquan Smith, and we do. That'll put us way over 100 yards and maybe put this game away. Chris is averaging 10 yards a carry in this one. This is the game I've wanted to see from him for a long time. All we got to do to win this game is hold on to the ball, and after last game against the Ravens, Chris is going to be covering that thing up. But if we don't get a first down, the Ravens could actually get the ball back and win the game. Chris is not trying to let that happen, but I messed up hitting my running hole a little bit, and we will have 3rd down. On the play of the game, we're going to go with 5 wide, and that is what I was hoping was happen. Burrow just dumps it off, and that should do it. This time we'll kneel it out. Can't be taking any risks. We get a huge dub to get back in the mix for the playoffs. 160 yards for Chris, 8 yards a carry and 3 touchdowns, and had 28 yards through the air, just what we want to see. Chris comes into this game with over 1,400 rushing yards. We're taking on the Chargers. Hoping for another big game from Chris today, boys. We haven't broken off a long touchdown in a while. I'm trying to see that on this game, but we get absolutely lit up on 3rd down. Okay, gotta pick this up. Thankfully, Chris is just wide open out of the backfield. That's easy work. But man, I would just love to be able to make that guy miss. The running game hasn't been great so far, but Chris is gonna find a hole here and walk out of a tackle. We'll make a nasty cut, and this one is gonna go to the bank. That's the big play that I was looking for. The Chargers offense has been tough though. Gotta find a way to go get a score before halftime here. And we need to motion Chris out more. That was something that worked really well in college. Just going with a normal wheel route here, and we're matched up against a defensive end, Joe Burrow. You just gotta wait 1 second, and that's a touchdown, dude. I have been sorely disappointed in Joe Burrow's play this season. And Chris is gonna have to try to pick up the 3rd down conversion with the slip screen. He will not quite be able to do it. We head to the 3rd down by 10. Things are not looking all that hot. We're gonna go back to the screen here. Didn't work all that well last time, but this time we get some room, able to pick up an easy 1st down. How to finish this drive off, but Chris is wide open and Burrow doesn't hit him. On 3rd and 17, Chris is actually split out in like a slot position. Burrow is running for his life and has to just throw it away. Now we need quick points, and honestly, I don't think the passing game is the way to do it, dude. See, ideally all of our running would just set up the passing game, but our quarterback has not been able to capitalize. And now we're in a desperate position. Chris is running a Texas route here, and Burrow finds him, but Chris frick hands it. We can't have that. Definitely an increase in drop passes since Chris got to the league. And trying to get open on 4th down, but not enough time for Burrow, and that should back this one up. Very disappointing performance coming off a big win. As Chris had one of his quietest games of the season, we just couldn't get the offense going. After the loss, as of right now, we are not in the playoff picture. At this point, it's possible we might need to run the table to get into the playoffs, but thankfully our offense is off to a better start today. Chris hits a nice little juke move to get down to the 1. Just gotta punch it in here, and on 3rd and goal, Chris is going to catch it, but no, the ball falls out of his hands. We're gonna have to kick a field goal. Thankfully, defense does their thing, but offense has got to go get 7 on this drive. We are gonna have a 3rd and 5. Let's see what we've got. Burrow will hit the seam shot. That was the best throw he's made in a minute, I feel like. Okay, well, that was encouraging to see, but we've got another 3rd down here, and this time this will get swatted away. Steelers go right down to get a touchdown. Running game has been pretty plugged up so far. Our offensive line's just getting bullied. I was hoping this offense would go on a tear after the Ravens game. Instead, it's been the other way around. We've been struggling, and this is going to be a huge 4th and 2 early in the game. Burrow is going to go to the out route, and a big time catch from our tight end. There we go. Burrow is playing much better in this game, but throws over the middle here, and now we're kind of in dangerous territory with the clock a little bit. Cannot complete pass short of the end zone, and Chris will try to get open, but man, I thought that was pass interference. All right, 3rd and goal. Let's see what we got. This time Burrow's going to go to the back of the end zone, and that was one of the best throws he's made all year. Defense gets a stop. We've got a chance to take control of this game. The running lanes have just been so tight for Chris. He finally gets a little 1st down run. I'm going to try to get it to the outside with a little toss play. This worked out beautifully a couple games ago, but gets blown up here. Gonna go up the middle again here. I like this look up front, and Chris will hit the hole hard. Able to pick up another 1st down. That's a big one. All right, let's keep it pushing here. Burrow getting it to Chris quick out of the backfield. He continues to make good reads in this one. And we'll go to the stretch here. Almost got blown up behind the line of scrimmage, but Chris able to pick up another 1st down. Now we got 1st and goal. Just got to take care of the ball, and Burrow gets it to Chris, and he extends this lead. Defense gets a turnover. This has turned out to be one of their best games of the season for sure, as after a slow start, Chris is nearing 100 rush yards. With Burrow playing a little bit better, things have really started to open up in the second half. Let's bag this thing up. 1st and goal from the 2. Our center just gets blown up, and that'll make this a little bit harder. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the inside zone here. This will get us back down to the 1. Need some boys to block now. Come on. On 3rd and goal, we will get a block, but Chris isn't able to get in, and we're going for it. This is a huge 4th and goal, and Chris will go over the pylon. 2nd rushing touchdown of the game will put this one away. Okay, now I want to try to pad those MVP stats a little bit. We still got plenty of time left in this game to do it. I haven't run a lot of stretches today, but on this one, Chris will get around the edge, and he's just gonna have to make a guy miss downfield, hitting the left stick and maneuvering his way in there. We got 30 points just like that. A big time second half from Chris in this offense, and we're not done yet. Looking to continue to pile on with just 10 seconds left. This has surprisingly turned into one of Chris's best rushing games, and he is going to get one more touchdown here. Felt like we just wore down the Steelers defense, and they basically gave up by the end of this one. 200-yard game for our guy. That has me feeling a lot better about this final stretch of the season. One thing to note, Chris has slowed down a little bit in the passing game. His last few outputs have not been too crazy. Next up, we got a big one, man. Taking on the Cowboys, who always seem to be good in Madden for some reason, and Chris is going to start this out with a home run, outspeeding the Cowboys secondary, and he is going to take this 83 yards to the house. I was a little bit worried that guy was going to hawk him down, but that's a beautiful way to start out this game. Normally when we get those big plays, it's under center on a stretch or something like that, as this rush gets Chris over 1,800 on the year. Around 400 more, and he'll break the league rushing record, but Joe Burrow throws it up in the double coverage. What is this man doing? Right when I started to trust him a little bit more. We had a chance to take control of the game. Instead, Dallas goes down to score. Now we got to try and go make something happen before halftime, but Burrow getting it off to a good start here. Plenty of time here with 3 timeouts, as Burrow continues to just throw it over the middle. Down to the 11, Chris is wide open out of the backfield. Oh, Joe, you got to hit our guy there, man. Okay, we got 3rd and 1, no timeouts timeouts anymore, and it is just going to be 4th and 1. It looks like we're actually going to go for this. I don't know if I like this call, but Burrow is somehow going to complete this. Okay, we got to get to the line fast. And Madden's stupid accelerated clock is going to get us again with 20 seconds, dude. We really can't get a snap off. That's crazy. That is incredibly frustrating. We drove all the way down the field just for that. Only 5 rushes for Chris so far. This game has gone by fast, and the Cowboys are going to lose him in coverage. He has nothing but green grass in front of him. It's a track race, and Chris's straight ahead speed was the best around in college, might still be the best in the league. He takes it to the crib for his second big play touchdown, and defense gets us a stop. Just need to go down and get one more touchdown, and offensive line doing their thing up front. We'll do a little motion play here. This is something I want to start doing more of. Makes it so much easier for Chris to get in space in the passing game. We're in field goal range, but got a 3rd and 3. Nobody up the middle for the Cowboys, though. That's easy cash. Last play of the 3rd quarter, we're just going up the middle again, and it looks like this Dallas front is kind of soft. Just got to close this game out. On 3rd and 3, I'm just going to go run here. Not trying to have a Burrow pick, but there's nothing we can do. And man, coach really wants to leave the offense on the field here. Gonna need great blocking up front, and Chris will pick up the 1st down just barely. Absolutely gigantic play. Let us take a little bit more time off the clock as well, and now we just need one more stop from this defense. Unfortunately, they couldn't quite get it. We're gonna have to pick up a couple of 1st downs, but Chris will get loose here and juking a guy out. Oh man, we gotta crib that. Probably need 1 or 2 more 1st downs, and a very creative cut by Chris is going to get us close. Let's not give the Cowboys a chance. Just gotta pick up a tough 2, and Chris is gonna do it with room to run. This will get him near 200 yards again, and should hopefully bag this game up. Terrible of me to go out of bounds there, but at the very least, we should be able to get a field goal out of this, and we just get another 1st down. And now we just got to go for the touchdown, right? Taking it up the middle, we get down to the 1. Just got to punch it in here, but oh my god, that was horrific vision. I get stuck on the blocker, and we have 4th down. Thankfully, we make the kick. It doesn't matter, as Chris had maybe his best game of the season. 10 yards a carry, 216 yards, and on just 2 receptions, 87 and a touchdown through the air. After the big dub, we're unfortunately still not in the playoff picture. We need to keep winning, and we need one of these teams to lose. So now we're taking on 2-11 Tennessee, who just so happen to march right down the field for a touchdown on our defense. And on 1st down, Joe Burrow is going to throw a pick. I think that I maybe hate him. It's looking like this game is somehow going to be a dogfight, and number 77, that's a touchdown if you just block that guy. What is going on, bro? Our teammates are selling so far. It looks like Chris is going to have to put him on his back. Got an inside zone here, and Chris is going to put his foot into the ground and take this to the crib. He keeps making that safety miss, and once he gets going downhill, man, nobody can catch him. We need to stop from the defense here, but we can't get it. Not a ton of time left before half either. We will get the ball coming out of it, and Chris is going to wisely go out of bounds on the screen pass. Joe's got to throw it to the sidelines here, and okay, Chris is wide open. Better ball might have given him a chance to take it to the crib, but this is a big play. We need him to take care of the ball. We at least need a field goal on this drive, and he'll go back to Chris on the wheel. He's wide open again. I don't know how Tennessee keeps losing him, but Chris is going to get down to the 2, and oh man, I did not realize the clock was running. We will not have anywhere near as much time as I wanted to have down here. Now we can't throw it short of the goal line, and Burrow is going to throw to the flat. Oh my god, did he get out of bounds? Scared me, dude. We got 3rd and goal now. Trying to get it out of the backfield, and Burrow just chucks it out of the back of the end zone. Looks like we're going to take the field goal here. Horribly mismanaged end of the half, but we're within 1 score going into the 2nd, and that got Chris up over 2,000 yards on the season. His average doing that has been even better than it was in college. He's really just stepped up his game on every level. Trying to continue to put the team on his back here. He is up the middle, and oh man, that was almost a home run as well. Chris is averaging 10 yards a carry for the 2nd straight game, and taking it up the middle here, he will pick up another 1st down, and we're gonna have a tough 3rd and 9. Need Burrow to make a throw, and he is going to do it. Let's go. Our tight end dude has been damn good this season. I believe that's the boy out of Penn State, and Chris trying to get into the end zone here will get down to the 1. I thought he broke the plane. Need that goal line offense here. Let's see. We get the block up the middle and have to power in, but that'll tie this one up. All right, need a stop from defense bad. Okay, we hold him to a field goal. I guess I'll take that. Desperately need to get a touchdown here. And low-key, I think maybe we try to kill the clock. We're getting close to field goal range, and this will take us down to the 2-minute warning. Just gotta pick up this 3rd and inches. Running it to the left, and oh my god, did we not get that? Seriously? really? Oh, bro, coach is going to take us off the field. I should have bounced it out. That might screw us over. We make the field goal and okay, we get the stop and go to overtime. Thought for sure Tennessee was going to win it there. This is stressful, dude. We got to go down and get a touchdown. I am once again not trusting bro in the slightest. We'll go up the middle here and oh man, we almost snuck up out of there. Big run play would be beautiful on this drive, but going back to the halfback slam, we got 3rd and 5. All right, this play might be the game, man. Need Chris to get open out of the backfield and he's going to do it. We go to the sideline and thankfully get the first down. Okay, now we're at least close to field goal range. Gonna try the inside zone again and Chris almost gets loose, man. Just feels like he's waiting to break one open. Now we are definitely not throwing another non-screen pass. Tennessee is really starting to run blitz heavy though. We'll go halfback slip screen on 2nd and 10. Need this play to hit and okay, we got blockers ahead of us, but it will be 3rd and 4. I think I'm gonna go same play here. The timing is not going to be perfect, but we get the blocking and Chris will get down inside the 15. All right, come on, man. Let's finish this game off. Going with the stretch to the outside, but Chris cannot quite get around the end. Good news is we can kill pretty much the entire clock here. Going with the halfback base, and this will get us to 3rd and 3. I'm just going up the middle. Field goal is totally fine here, and we will pick up the first down anyways. Now we take our first time out. We take one shot at the end zone, then we just kick our field goal. Let's see. Okay, middle is open. We're not quite gonna get in. All right, our kicker just has to make a 17-yard field goal or whatever, and that is going to be good. Okay, they just got 3 seconds left. We get the dub, dude. Another clutch one. Chris balled out. 178 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground, as well as 90 through the air today. It says that Chris just set the single season NFL rushing record. I thought it was 2,200, so maybe that was counting the playoffs. Either way, we would break it next week, and we are finally up in that playoff picture. At this point, every game is a must win. This game's especially big though because the Browns are also hunting for a wild card spot, and we're going with an inside zone here. Absolutely beautiful block from our guy, and that'll be enough to spring Chris for a big touchdown. Unfortunately, the massage freak leads the Browns right down the field. Offense is gonna have to keep hammering. This is a big 3rd and 1, and the Browns are sending everybody up the middle. We pick it up, and man, I should have kept that to the outside there. All good. Let's keep it moving. Little Texas route over the middle. You know we love this. Burrow puts it on the money and we pick up another first. And now I'm thinking we probably run the clock out, but we are going to have to pass for this 3rd down, and Chris routing up a cornerback, picking up another big time first. We got the clock down under a minute, but Cleveland selling out for the run, man. I would love to get a touchdown here, and okay, Chris is going to find the seam. We'll take a timeout with 14 seconds left. Still plenty of time to punch this in. I'm gonna motion Chris out here and we should have him in the flat. Thank you for not throwing a pick on that, Burrow. We take the lead before half. All right, need defense to do their thing now. All right, they do their thing. I would like to just hammer the Browns on this drive. It does seem like they're really starting to key in on the run, but we'll bounce this to the outside and oh, we're gonna make that guy miss. I thought he was gonna get caught up in the wash there in the middle. We'll go back to our inside zone here on 2nd and 2 and beautiful hole up the middle. Chris has to make a guy miss and does it, but that juke move is just a little bit too slow. I don't know. Probably should have just hit the left stick again. But Chris will get a beautiful block on the right side and he might be gone, dude. That was just perfectly executed by everybody up front, and Chris will reap the benefit getting up over 100 today. It is a beautiful thing to just impose your will on a team. That's what the Bengals are doing to the Browns in this one. No reason to pass the ball for the rest of this game. We'll just keep on possessing it, running out clock, and getting Chris those stats, man. And hey, Chris has an X Factor activated for the first time ever. He's gonna take this to the outside, but can't quite escape. Come on, boys, let's put a bow on it. Going to the outside. It looks like the Browns were expecting that, though. We'll go back to an inside zone on 3rd and 6, and we gapped him a little bit. Chris is fighting for the first down and does not quite get there. And I know this is super greedy, but I'm gonna go for this. Gotta get my boy another touchdown, and Chris will power forward down to the 2. This game has been a little bit more of a grind to get the statistics, but Chris will get them. Showing some power here too. I love that, and that'll bag this thing up. How about we go pad those stats? Shoot, I'm trying to get to 2,500 by the end of the year, and dude, the X Factor is actually kind of nice. I think it just makes Chris break more tackles, and I'm definitely noticing it here. Need to get this cooking a little bit more often, and oh man, look at the spin back inside from Chris. I like to see that. With the clock running down, the Browns defense has given up, and Chris will get it in for his 5th of the day. This game turned out to be a blowout. We got a snow game against the 3-12 Broncos. Those boys are kind of hard to see out there in the whites. No upset alert today, fellas. Let's please just do what we're supposed to do with these guys. That one was a nice little way to crack it open. We're running it till they stop it, and oh my god, god, dude, look at that move from Chris there to make a hole. That's why he's the best back in the league. And man, by the end of his time in the NFL, some people might just be calling him the best running back in football history. As a rookie, I mean, he's having the best season a running back's ever had. We're marching it right down the field, just gotta punch it in on the goal line, and I can't even see where the line is, but Chris gets over it. Excellent start to this snow game. Bo Nix is kind of dealing though. Defense unable to stop him so far as Chris trying to get loose again, and he will hit a nice little spin move down the sideline. Very close to cribbing it. Just based on what I've seen so far, this Broncos defense might be the softest we've seen all year. Haven't really had any problem just running it down their throats so far. We will have to pick up this 3rd and 1, and Chris is going to be able to do it in more, hitting the juke move in the hole. The Broncos just do not have an answer for him. Gotta finish off this drive though. Got a 3rd and 3 for Burrow to convert, and thankfully he does. Can't settle for a field goal here. We gotta go down and get into the end zone, and once again, dude, I can't even see where the end zone is. Well, Chris will get his 2nd tutty of the day, this time through the air. We got the ball coming out of halftime. It is time to go out there and put the foot on the neck. Chris has got that X factor lit up. He's ready to break up out of some tackles, and will do it here. He has continued to get stronger throughout the season, and honestly has shown way more strength than he ever did in college. He's put on around 10 pounds of muscle since he got drafted. Look at that truck stick there. I've never really played physical at running back, but this is fun. Makes me want to finish Chris's career so we can round him out and make him a 99 overall. We could put up some crazy stats. I don't know. These NFL videos do take way more time to make since the season is just way longer, but I do really enjoy Madden career mode. To be honest, I think it's a little bit better than Road to Glory. Anyways, we gotta finish this drive off with a touchdown, and Chris is gonna get it over the middle here. Just not sure what the Broncos are doing on defense. 1st and goal, and they don't show any interest in stopping the run. And defense gets a stop. Now we can relax a little bit. I do want to get Chris up over 200 yards on the ground today. He's already got over 200 all-purpose yards. I believe he's almost got 1,000 through the air this season, and continuing to pile on rushing yards. Forget 200, dude. Let's get 250. Depends on how the clock shakes out. We'll need a big run for sure. Might be a little ambitious. The Broncos are starting to key in on the run, and we're not able to make that guy miss 4th and 3. Okay, I think 250 is out of the question. Still has potential to be one of the best rushing games of the season, but on 3rd down, Chris doesn't even get the chance to get the ball hardly. All good. It was still an amazing day. We're 1 win away from the playoffs. 189 on the ground for Chris. He slowed down there at the end, but added 60 through the air. He is consistently the leading receiver on this team. To guarantee a spot in the playoffs, we are going to need to get a dub against the Steelers today. Need Chris to clutch up in his final regular season game, and picking up a big 3rd down here almost jukes up out of there for way more. Pittsburgh does have a pre-lit X-Factor linebacker, so I do think that'll be a little bit annoying to deal with. We're running right at him here on 3rd and 1, but Chris will cut it to the left and pick that up. Okay, offensive line doing a solid job so far. No tackles for loss, which is where we get in trouble, and Chris is somehow gonna get through that hole, and this will turn into a touchdown. I don't know how he got up out of there that time. Pittsburgh's able to answer with a touchdown of their own, so offense is gonna have to keep firing. I really would not like this game to be stressful. I just want a nice, fun, easy dub, but I don't think it's gonna go that way. But hey, defense gets a turnover. That is huge. All we ever need from them is a couple of stops. Just gotta make sure we take advantage and punch this thing in. These holes are closing up quick. I let the time run down maybe a little bit farther than I should have, but Burrow's gonna throw on the run here. Couldn't see what happened, but we get the touchdown. So we head to half up by 4. Gotta finish the job, boys. One more half of great football. We have been playing so well down the stretch. So many clutch wins, and that was just a bizarre play. Ideally, Burrow only throws a couple of passes in the second half, but Pittsburgh is just sending their backers at us. Gonna try a stretch though. I like this look to the right, and this will open up beautifully. I should have just bounced it outside. I don't know what I'm doing cutting that back in. All good though. A first down's a first down, and Chris is just wide open out of the backfield. Why would you do that? Oh, we gotta make that guy miss though. Possibly some missed opportunities at big plays, but we're moving the ball steady, and that's what counts, and this is going to be our big play. Chris is impossible to tackle in the open field with his speed and acceleration, and we are gonna take a 2-score lead at the end of the 3rd. All right, come on defense. One more stop here. They cannot get it, and unfortunately we're gonna have a 3rd and very long to pick up. Defense might have to come through, but Burrow is throwing it to the sidelines, and this is gonna be a touchdown, man. Our quarterback has been bad all year, but clutches up when it counts, and we are headed to the playoffs as the hottest team in the NFL. Just win after clutch win to end the season. So we got the 5 seed in the playoffs. In the first round, we're taking on the Texans. Here we go, boys. It's Chris's first NFL playoffs, but he has already played in many meaningful postseason games in his life and has clutched up in pretty much every single one. We'll see if he can do it again against the Texans showing a nice little shake to make that hole happen. We are trying to just pound the rock on this drive. Texans have not been able to stop it. We are going to have a 3rd and 5 here. And after running the ball 10 times, Chris getting his first reception of the day and easily picking up the first down. But unfortunately on 1st and goal, the Texans finally stuffed the run. That drive ate up an entire quarter, but we got to make sure it ends with a touchdown. Running one more inside goal on 3rd down, and this gets it down to the 1. You're really going to take Chris off the field here, dude. All that for 3 points. Defense gets a stop, but we're going to have to go 98 yards on this drive, and a huge hole opens up. Chris just has to beat the safety, and man, he can't quite do it. That had potential to be the longest rush of his career, but not quite able to break it loose. Now we got to keep it moving. Plenty of time, and for whatever reason, they're just leaving the seam wide open. That is easy cash for Chris. We've got another 3rd down here, but Jamar Chase is going to get wide open off the line, and this one is going to go to the crib. Joe B coming through with a passing touchdown. And hey, defense gets a turnover. Not a lot of time to do it, but we got a chance to take a massive lead, and Joe Burrow thankfully came to play today, finds Chase again, and we go into half up by 17. We just controlled the ball for that entire half. The Texans are able to come out at halftime with a touchdown though, so the foot's got to stay on the gas. Chris has continued to be able to pick up a consistent 5, just waiting for a big play to come his way. We'll run it up the middle on 3rd down, and oh man, they're not going to give us the first, really? Damn, dude, I thought we 100% had that. Now we'll run it to the left on 4th and inches, and somehow they weren't expecting that. We just need a block down field, and Chris is going to take it to the house. All you got to do is wait for the big play, and it will come to you. We end up winning 24-7. Offense and defense both did their thing. Burrow actually played quite well today, and Chris with 150 yards, workhorse stuff. Also had 43 through the air. Headed into the divisional round, we're taking on the Jets. I have a feeling this one's not going to be quite as easy. Been trying to just go ground and pound so far, and things will open up for the first time here. Easy money for the first down. Consistently stopping him from picking up first downs is almost impossible. The Jets know what's coming, but they still can't do anything about it. Just gotta punch it in here, and we get a great little chip block up the middle. We just rammed it down their throats on that drive. And defense has kind of got a good thing going right now. Let's go ahead and take a 2-score lead, boys. One thing I noticed about Chris lately, he has been falling forward and breaking tackles way more. Seems like he's adjusting to the physicality of the league and is able to pick up a tough first down. Our offensive line, man, is just so good. The way they blow guys off the ball allows Chris to run with so much patience, but here on 2nd down, we're finally going to take our first tackle for loss. So we'll go 5 wide here on 3rd and 7, and Joe Burrow is just going to take a sack, unfortunately. And man, defense gives up a pre-halftime touchdown. Gotta find a way to respond here on offense, and Chris is going to do it, man. Hits the hole, and the pursuit angles in this game are just terrible. This is going to turn into a 96-yard touchdown. By far the longest of Chris's career, and one of the biggest plays of his career. Man, I wish playoff stats counted toward your season stats. Chris has continued to put up crazy numbers, but unfortunately not able to pick up the first there. Defense bailing us out though. Now we're just a few first downs away in this one, and Chris has a hole and will break a tackle, and also puts himself up over 200 yards in a playoff game. Nothing he hasn't done before, of course. But these are the most important snaps of the game right here. The Jets are going to take their last time out, and we need to find a way to pick up this first down. Can't trust defense in this situation, and Chris was open, but Burrow finds Gesicki, and that should do it. We are headed to the AFC Championship game. Aaron Rodgers did not do a whole lot on offense, and Chris had 218 yards. We are, of course, taking on Baltimore again. Taking on the Ravens is not going to be easy. Both games we played against them already were tough. Chris is going to need to play his best game, and on first down, he's going to find a hole and cut this to the outside. We've got a shot to crib this, gotta make a guy miss, and we do. Nobody in the NFL can catch Chris. That's why he's the league MVP. But Lamar Jackson puts together a quick response. We are going to have a little 3rd and 1 here. Going to try to run it to the outside, and Chris has to make a guy miss. He does it. That was Roquan Smith trying to get him. Going to try going to the air here for variety's sake, but Chris is running back to the ball open, and Burrow just takes the sack. So we're going to have to convert a big 3rd and 13. Looks like Burrow's just going to go up the seam, and that was actually a great throw. This will be a huge play and get us deep into the red zone. Okay, Joe. Gotta punch it in here. Chris is going to run a little drag route, and Burrow hits him at the perfect time. Chris will power into the end zone. He is balling out in the AFC Championship, and defense comes up with a big time turnover. Let's go get a touchdown. Chris is trying to get it here, and look at that spin, dude. I don't know how he made all those guys miss, and that's going to get us down to the 4. I'm trying to just power it in, and we get it to the 1. Gotta find a way to get this in, and oh man, I did not mean to juke there, but it works out. Chris gets his 3rd of the day, and we've got a chance to take a 3-score lead before halftime. Let's make it happen. We're just gonna start it out with a little halfback slip screen, feeling out the Baltimore defense, and this is gonna work out beautifully. Chris has continued to be elite out of the backfield, and these aren't the most clock-friendly plays, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't want Burrow making reads. He's been better lately, but I still do not fully trust him. As Chris calling for the ball deep, Burrow will go to the other side, and maybe I should trust him a little bit more, man. He's made a couple of nice throws to Agnew, and we do take that 3-score lead. Defense has exceeded my expectations today. We could actually potentially put this game away in the 3rd quarter. We do have to pick up this 3rd and 3, and Chris will go in motion. Burrow finds the guy over the middle, yes sir. Joe B having probably his best game of the season here, as the ground game has been a little bit quiet since that dynamic start, and man, think we maybe had the chance to bounce that outside. All good though, just gotta keep picking up first downs, and this one we will bounce to the outside. Won't be a crib call, but it's a dang nice gain. And now Chris is well over 100 yards. No reason to pass the ball here, just gotta take care of the rock, and we can do better than that. Chris cuts it back, just beautiful vision, and puts the Ravens down. The way this team has come together today has been impressive. Now all we gotta do is run down the clock, and on 3rd and 11, Chris is gonna pick it up with the spin. Baltimore needed that one if they wanted to make this at all interesting. Now we can really just drain the clock hard. Makes me sad that these stats won't count toward the season total, but I am of course still trying to go get them. The blocking up front has just been phenomenal today. It's all started there, and we get the 5th touchdown of the day. Chris and this team are headed to the Super Bowl, blowing out Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Looks like we're gonna be taking on the Birds in the Super Bowl. Oh my god, bro, they're gonna make me sit through all of these damn messages. We got most valuable player of the year, of course. It's time for the biggest game of Chris's life, boys. Let's get it. Our other playoff games have been shockingly easy, so I'm expecting a tough one here. Chris is getting out to a great start though, and bouncing this to the outside. He's gonna make one cut, and this is going to go to the crib. The league MVP rookie takes it to the house to give the Bengals the lead in the 1st. And defense has been holding Philly to field goals. That should hopefully be just about all we need from them. But we're gonna have to pick up this 3rd and 4. Need Burrow to come through, and he hits the drag to chase. Thank you. Just gotta keep it going on the ground. The big thing is we can't take losses. As long as we gain positive yards, we're golden. And Chris will get it in the flat here, trying to spin a guy out, but he gets shoestringed. And I think at this point we go ahead and try to run out the clock. We do get the ball at halftime. We head down to the 2-minute warning. Gonna just go back to the inside zone here, and a guy had us, but Chris makes a cut with the left stick. It'll be 3rd and inches though. We're gonna run it to the outside though, and this is beautifully blocked. Chris will cut it up and get inside that 30, yes sir. Time ticking near a minute. I think we might have to start passing it here soon. Just need that boy Burrow to take care of the rock. On 3rd down, Chris is open out of the backfield. That's all you gotta do, Joe. I did maybe run a little bit more clock than I should have, because we have seen that the runoff in this game is crazy, and that was almost a pick, and we're gonna have to take a timeout with 7 seconds left. I swear to God, Joe, you better not throw it short of the end zone. I'm just trying to get Chris open here, and Burrow will go to the outside. I'm glad we passed it now. He's been good today, dude. All right, good half a ball. We were able to manage the game perfectly, and Chris will continue to cook up with that inside zone. The shotgun run has gotten more and more fruitful as the season's gone on, but this one gets blown up. Probably should have tried to hit a spin move or something there, but on 2nd down, we thankfully get beautiful blocking, and man, I gotta shout out the blocking. It's been so good all year. Has really made things easy on Chris, and look at him breaking tackles. We got the X Factor lit up. This has been one of Chris's best rushing games. He's just been continuing to pick up first down after first down. 159 yards and over 10 yards a carry right now, and the X Factor makes him even more dangerous. A lot of time coming off the clock with this drive as well, and that play looked like it was gonna be dead, but Chris makes a guy miss, and somehow he's gonna get into the end zone. He's going crazy right now. Philly's offense keeping him in it though. They finally got a touchdown as Chris busts that to the outside for a nice gain. Gotta pick up a 3rd down here though, and oh no, dude, we finally take a tackle for loss, and it's at the worst moment. Philly's gonna have a chance to tie it up, and they do it, man. Damn it. I was hoping to be able to ride this one out easy. Instead, we're gonna have to orchestrate a 2-minute drill. Above all, we need Burrow to take care of the ball, and that was a pretty risky throw, but okay, it's gonna work out. And just like that, we're down near field goal range. I think we seriously consider just running clock. Jesus, Burrow. We just need to pick up 1 first down here, and Chris is on the drag, but I did not mean to possession catch that at all. And now this is tough. Coach coach wants to run here, but this is going to be asking our kicker to make a super long field goal, and Philly takes a timeout. Oh man, it's going to be up to the mercy of the sim, and we do it, dude. Our kicker drills a 55-yarder to win the game, and Chris has won a Super Bowl in his rookie season. He carried his team here, celebrating with the boys, dunking coach and Gatorade. Love to see it. That's a fun little animation there. Gotta say, Madden really improved the presentation this year. Stick around though, we gotta hit up the season stats. Chris was obviously Super Bowl MVP, balled out. Not even including his crazy playoff stats, he finishes with 2,600 yards this season, 39 touchdowns, shattered the NFL rushing record, and added almost 1,000 yards receiving. Y'all have got to let me know if you want to see another season. Depends how this video does. Be sure to leave a like and drop a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.